down the drain. And then for some reason, my dad said he was traveling, and I was one who escorted him to the place where he took vehicle and traveled. So he traveled and we're waiting. 1 week, 2 weeks, well, maybe 3 weeks, 1 month. We never heard from him. That was how we didn't hear from our dad for 1 year and 6 months. As a matter of fact, we concluded he probably must have had an accident somewhere and has passed on, because we didn't hear anything from him at all. Then I was going to school. I was the firstborn of the children, so I was the mother, I was the father, I was the caretaker, I was the houseboy, I was everything, because I had to take care of my younger ones who needed a grown-up to take care of them. And like I said, I was in my teen, I think 16 or 17, I can't recall now, can't make the calculation. So then it was a period of breakdance. I was involved heavily in breakdance. I think I did breakdance. I competed in John Players Gold Leaf National Dance Competition, and I think I considerably came a very good result. I had a good result there. So that made it not possible for me to have a good result. I remember my result then, when I graduated from secondary school, was 4 F9 and 4 passes, not 1 credit. So, because then I had thought I don't have a father. My mom, may her soul rest in peace. My dad too, may his soul rest in peace. My mom would go to the market, central market then, maybe wait for these trucks that bring crayfish or plantain or something, pick and then sell, return back to whatever she gets, she brings it back to us, and maybe scrapings of banana that are broken. When she brings it back home, we'll peel it and we'll eat. Sometimes she go to the Nigerian Defense Academy in Kaduna and bring what is unserved and bring it to us, we eat. That woman really tried. That woman is a superwoman. And then we were like, how many then? We were like 15. Yeah, 15 children. It was a Herculean, but she managed to sustain us. But she did that because I remained, I was always coming back home. Till today, that virtue is still in. Once it is 7, I hardly stay outside beyond 7 p.m. No, I don't. Once it is dark, I'm always thinking about going home. Except in rare situation, I stay outside. So one day, after a year and 6 months, I saw a man call me Magnus. Only a man with so much authority like that would call me. When I turned and looked back, it was my dad. That's after a year and 6 months. The same shirt he wore, one blue safari, dark blue safari. The safari has turned to sky blue. It has faded into sky blue. So when he called me, I was like, I saw him. Then I was practicing somersault, backflip, on one sand dune. I was practicing it. Because in my dance routine, it is that backflip. Till today, I'm unable to master it because I was afraid. I cannot hit my head for ground. So he called me. He said, how is my mom? I said, she's fine. How is this? He counted all the children. I said, they are all fine. The only mishap was that there was a day my mom left us and there was no light. And I too was not at home. One of my sisters decided to light a lamp. This Nescafe cup where you go put kerosene inside. Decided to light it. And somehow the thing fell and it caught her clothes and burnt her. And really, really scarred her skin. So neighbors came and rushed and put out the fire and saved water. But till today, the scar and one of her breasts is burnt. You get me? So that's the only thing. So I told him. So he started crying. So he asked me, what's my result? What's my performance in WAEC? I told him I had 4 passes and 4 F9. The moment I told him that, he started crying because he knew I was better than that. Well, somehow he brought some people and they begged my mom. Because we all thought he has passed on. We all thought he's no longer alive. But after 1.5 years, not knowing that he went to Adamawa State where he was learning how to the business of Ogogoro. So when I think he served somebody and they freed him, now he's starting his own. So he took me down. I followed him. And when I followed him down to Adamawa State, I saw how people looked down on him. People treated him so little, but bringing me up, people now saw that he has a son, he's responsible, he's a family man. So I helped him, really worked. When I say worked, I really, really, really worked. And I've never been subjected to intense fire, intense heat, logs of wood I carry on my shoulders, such strenuous work. I've never been engaged in that, but I did it anyway because I wanted him to stand on his feet. And we did that till the point that we had money. Then we brought the family all the way from Kaduna and we all moved down to Adamawa State. So while we were in Adamawa State, I went back to school and I had to re-enroll my final year. I had to go back and re-enroll my final year. So it was in my final year, now that there's still breakdance, but it's not as intense as it was back then in 1983. So I went back. Fortunately, I was listening to the teachers, and I have an understanding on all these things. So that was how I took an interest in academics. Started really studying, and I realized that whatever they taught, I was excellent in mathematics, I was excellent in economics, I was excellent in biology, I was excellent in literature. I was excellent in almost every subject except CRK. I didn't have any. Anytime they study Bible, I mean, my wife said I'd be devil, I agree. Anytime they study Bible, I'm not really. So to cut a long story short, in my second secondary school, I had one of the best results in Adamawa State, except CRK, which I had an F9 because I really didn't pay any attention in reading it. But I had to add it anyway because you must offer CRK or IRK. So I offered CRK, but I didn't really take interest in it. So that being said, I started sitting for JAM. My first JAM was 224, University of Lagos Accounting. I didn't get it. Second JAM, 226, University of Lagos. I didn't get it. Until somebody said, why are you wasting when you can choose Unimed? With this score, you would have gotten admission since. So I chose Unimed, the same accounting. I scored 264. I got admission into University of Maiduguri. That's how I graduated with a degree in accounting in the University of Maiduguri. So after graduating, I went back. I finished my youth service. I went back home. When my dad said I should just go into the world and God would take care of me. So that's how I left without any address, without any friend, without any, just went out, no destination at all. I went to Kaduna. I was working with ABG, Alhaji Ali Labaran, the producers of all these cable. This cable. Oh. I was doing stand-up comedy. I was making jokes, and to a large extent, I was making small money, but it wasn't really satisfying until I decided to move away from Kaduna to Jos. Sometime in 1999, I came to Jos. 2000, yeah. I came to Jos in 2000. So I met a friend. I came because I had a friend, a former university friend. So I came, we met, we tried, and he gave me some money, and I rented a room. just one room apartment. If you see the room, anyway, let me not describe the room, but I stayed in a room anyway. And it was that time that the cold was at its highest. So here am I in a room, no bed, no mattress, nothing, and cold. The cold was intense. So what I was doing was that I wear my trouser upon trouser upon trouser, wear cloth upon cloth upon cloth, and use some to cover my head and sleep on the bare floor. And the bare floor was so cold that I just couldn't sleep. Sometimes I would sit on my buttocks, but then I would try to lie down. It would be cold. It was so terrible. It was so intense. Luckily, there was a neighbor who bought a refrigerator. The carton that the refrigerator came with, I begged him. So he gave me the carton of the fridge. So it was the carton that I used as my first mattress. So I was lying on that carton until, I won't tell you how I bought my mattress, make I still keep some dignity to myself. But I did some very, very odd job to get my first mattress. So I bought the mattress, I stayed. So it was while I was lying on that mattress, I was thinking, okay, I wrote, while I was in Kaduna, sorry, let me just skip that. While I was in Kaduna, I wrote an interview for Nigerian breweries. I came second. I went for the interview. I came second. The people who interviewed me was like, wow, you are so intelligent, blah, 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 blah. But in Nigeria being what it is, the whole interview was just a phony exercise, just to pretend that an interview was conducted. Those who actually will have the job already know them. Those they eventually employed never wrote an exam, never attended an interview, but they were employed anyway. That's the Nigeria we are for you. So, in fact, it was after that incident of the interview that got me angry. I left Kaduna and came to Jos. So, I managed to get my first mattress. Then, it was that period I met my wife. Anyway, how I met my wife will be another story for another day again. So, I was like, what do I do to really define myself? What do I do to define myself? That's how I said, okay, let me register a company in my name. This is why I said, let me register a company in my name. Let me register a company for myself. Now, I didn't even know what the company would be doing, but I said, let me register it anyway. So I was thinking about a company name. I thought of Ora Mag, Magora, stuff like that, until I came up with Big M Initiatives. It's a duly registered company with a bank account in its name. And a website and all of that. So we started working. Luckily, it got to a point I actually started getting some contracts. I had a contract with University of Maiduguri. I had a contract with University of Maiduguri Teaching Hospital. I had a contract with Indomie. I had a contract. So things started like looking up. Quickly got married, and up on until 2009. Now, 2009 is another turning point in my life, 2009, because then I had a contract with Borno State government. I was supposed to lay out a street naming and house numbering exercise in which data of every single property will be itemized and computerized in the state. And an app will be developed such that people who try to locate an address will find it easy to locate. And such app will be given to the fire service, the police, and other security agencies, so that in a case of emergency, it will be difficult to locate that address. So I did all these things, and the proposal was approved for 140 million, 140 million naira. In 2009, 140 million is very, very huge. But this Boko Haram thing struck, and they said keep in view. And once government say keep in view, it means it is as good as. So I was waiting. And then the people that I borrowed money from to secure the contract were like on my head. Before you know it, I sold my generator. Before you know it, I sold my refrigerator. Before you know it, I sold my piece of land. Before you know it, you started selling things until there is nothing more to sell again. And before you know it, my landlady kicked us out. And when she kicked us out, we didn't have any, I didn't have any option. We had to leave. And because the property we had was only suitable for a large compound, it means we needed another large house to put those property on. But we couldn't even afford another space. So all those things we kept outside. Those we can keep in friends' houses, we kept in friends' houses. Like my chairs, my bed, my mattresses, all were left outside. The whole of that rain in that season fell on top of them. Some were stolen. In fact, for those 3 months, we were outside, no accommodation, nothing. Which is why I regard my wife with very, very high esteem. Because that period, most women would have decided to leave their husbands. But she stood by me anyway. We're in Abuja, strolling and looking for assistance until we met one northerner, one Hausa guy. Just met him at random, and I told him my story. He said, wow, I know I'm going to help you. He gave us some money, huge money, which we used to. This house I'm staying currently is that money. So after paying for the house, and we still went back. It was there I met a friend, a guy from the university. So I was like walking, he just called me and said, Magnus. I was shocked. Only somebody who knew me that deep would call me like that. So I met him. So he told his friends to go back in Transcorp Hilton Hotel. He told his friends to go in. So he took us to the swimming pool of Transcorp. For those who knew Transcorp, he took us behind Transcorp Hilton Hotel. The swimming pool area. And they brought menu. Because of poverty now, when I saw the menu, I saw different names. But I know what Chapman is. I know what chip is. I know what chicken is. So we pointed chips and Chapman and chicken. They brought it. Then the whole bill came out at 27,000. And 27,000 then was very huge. We were like, may this man give us the money, we'll take 2,000, go chop outside, keep the rest. But that's on the Jokula side anyway. So he was like, Magnus, back in school you were very creative. You are very creative. Why? What happened? I've been seeing Basket Mouth, Alibaba, and Agodai, AY. You are better. You are doing this thing. You are doing this thing. So what's happening? I told him that I feel I'm too old to be standing on stage and cracking jokes. He said, no. You can do something. So that's how this guy said, I should go and think about an idea. Think about an idea. Think of something. He's going to help me with the idea. He knows, he believes in me. I said, fine. That if he goes back to Japan, he will give me clothes. Truly, when he went back to Japan, he sent me some very expensive clothes. I have a suit here that's about, the suit should be about 250,000. Shoes that are very expensive. So that's actually helped to change my appearance. Because he said, you need to have a changed appearance for people to take you seriously. So he helped in that aspect. So I went back and I started thinking, what can I really create? What can I bring? What can I create? That's how I came up with the idea of I was watching Big Brother. So I now say, I could bring something better than Big Brother. Because I know I'm a very, very creative person. I know I am a very creative person. So that's how I started studying. I studied Big Brother Niger. I studied American Idol. I studied Biggest Loser. I studied X Factor. I studied some, what's this one? Ultimate Search. I studied Gulda Ultimate Search. I studied a lot of reality TV shows, about 100 of it to be precise. So that's how I came up with the idea that I'm going to bring up a reality TV show that is different from this and very unique. So I spent the next 2 or 3 years thinking and arranging, and then I came up with the Nigerian Icon. But then I realized it is restricted to Nigeria. I wanted something that is global. So I came up with the name Eye of the Needle reality TV show. Now, because this is social media, if I cannot say the idea, somebody will pick it and go and do it. But you see this guy, after he gave me money to do the video, that's a video presentation of it. So I did the first video. The video turned out that is poor quality. So he gave money to do a very good quality, which I did. I sent back to him. So the moment he saw that the idea was good, perhaps he thought that could not handle that kind of money. So he brought his brother and gave his brother the show to do instead. Luckily for me, I didn't give him all the ideas. I didn't give him all the ideas. I just gave him a general overview. So they did it on DSTV, and they named that show Reality Check. They gave the name Reality Check. The show didn't really quite go far because of obviously it's not your idea. So they couldn't implement it the way I conceived it. So the team flopped. I didn't give them the inner idea of the whole thing. Because this is the show that is first of all, the show is a psychologically based. It's something that requires a whole lot of, you have to be very, very smart to come up with that type of idea. It's a psychologically based reality TV show whereby we have to, anyway, it's a fantastic idea. Wonderful idea. Very, very innovative. It's not been done anywhere in the world. Never, anywhere. First of its kind, anywhere in the world. Everything from the setting to the eviction to the content, very, very unique. So I met a group of people who were willing to finance this project. Unfortunately, they turned out to be, I don't know if it is right now for me to qualify them as hoax. Because I was speaking with one yesterday, and I said, why am I depending on somebody when I have a platform? There could be somebody in this platform that is capable to trigger a catalyst that will finance this project, which is why I am making this video. I have a humble beginning. I don't claim to be anybody. But what I know I do have, and I'm very proud of, is my IQ. Trust me, this big head where they see so is very, very, very creative. This big head you are seeing is very, very creative. So I have the idea. And because of my profession as an accountant, I read accounting in school. And my natural gift as a creative person, I added the two to bring out this concept. So again, because this is internet, you bring one idea there, somebody will be very smart. Pooh, voila, he goes and he does it. So there is somebody out there. I know there is. There is somebody out there who God can touch and say, hey, I heard your video. You said you have this idea. Can we discuss what's all about? This is an idea that will generate hundreds of millions of naira. Hundreds of millions of naira. There are aspects to it that even these other shows have not thought of. Aspects, genuine, innovative ideas that other shows have not thought of. So I have waited for too long. This idea became matured during the COVID, and I've been discussing with this supposed financier since the COVID period. So I've waited and waited, and I am done waiting for them. There is somebody out there. I know there is. There is somebody out there who is capable of partnering with us to ensure that this show becomes a reality. I am very, very sure about that. We've covered all angles. As a matter of fact, I already have a 5-year contract.
Through the same thing I've gone through. I've met my dad and my mom at the market in Benin. They are so ready to peace. This is your Eyes of the Needle reality show. It's a must. You must look for somebody to make it a reality. So, wherever you are in the world, connect to Magnus Ereaga or Photo Water TV. He's in Jos. He's a very good man. Don't connect to him through his Facebook page or his number is there. Thank you and God bless you. Happy Christmas and New Year in advance.